Hello everybody, today we're going to share a very powerful technique which we teach to our primary school creative writing students, and that is to link introductions to conclusions. Why is it that we do so? It actually is a storytelling technique used by movie script writers as well as novel writers. It will give the examiner or whoever who is reading a more complete experience after reading the story. So without further ado, let's have a look at the case study, right? Now, this is the a P5 essay question which we teach to our students on a weekly basis. This is one of them. The topic here is emotional abuse. Alright, students are supposed to write a compo about that. We have a baby crying, we have an adult, a father scolding the baby, or the other one, then the last picture is about a police officer, maybe a security guard or enforcement officer, whoever. What will come to mind? Students will usually be writing about this baby who is under emotional abuse, and eventually the police officers are called in, to make sure that the child is not so badly affected. Well, I'm going to share with you a different angle to it, okay, which brings about a sense of originality. Now, it's going to look like that, okay? You can see that this is our teacher's composition. I'm the one who has written it, and I'm going to share with you so that you can see for yourself the effect of linking up the introduction and the conclusion with a certain detail. Okay, yeah. Now, I'm going to read out to present to you the story. Okay, the Lim family badly regretted their decision to borrow the renovation money. Notice how the story doesn't start off with one fine sunny day kind of thing, right? Yeah? Most students like to do that. Well, that one will bring the marks down because of two reasons. Number one is it's too cliche, right? Yeah. And number two is if it's fine, then there is no complication and there's no problem and the story is not compelling. So we have to write with in a way that is very natural and bring about the importance of this story right at the beginning. However, there was no turning back. They were so financially stricken that no longer was big sister going to school with pocket money. Just a year ago, things were much rosier. Mr. Lim was taking in at least $10,000 a month as a property agent. When Mrs. Lim wanted a new look to their decade-old flats, they took on debt to engage the most expensive interior designer to give their home a makeover. Then the pandemic struck. Suddenly, nobody was buying and selling properties. The debts to pay for all the renovation ballooned out of control. Not long after, debt recovery agents were knocking at the door almost every night. The loud banging and verbal harassment usually continued late into the night. It was impossible to sleep peacefully, and baby brother was always weeping incessantly. Whenever the neighbors could tolerate no more and called in the police, the agents would disappear to avoid trouble. It came to a breaking point when the emotional abuse was felt throughout the day. Even the parents' Facebook pages were trolled with "owe money, pay money" posts. At 4 o'clock one morning, Big Sister saw Mrs. Lim sitting alone at the dining table in darkness. Well, there's no money to pay even for electricity bills. What's the point of a nice-looking house when we can't even afford proper milk powder for baby brother? Sobbed Mrs. Lim. Desperation was heavy in the air. That day, Mr. Lim resolved to declare himself bankrupt. Over the next few weeks, whatever valuables they had were taken away to pay off the debt. That was actually a relief because the agents stopped coming. Mr. Lim began driving taxi to make ends meet. For the Lims, life was simpler but much happier. Big sister began receiving financial aid from the government. Finally over were the days of her watching on in hunger while schoolmates dug into their meals during recess time. We link up the introduction and conclusion in a particular detail here. They were so financially stricken that big sister was no longer going to school with pocket money. Of course, it's written a little bit different here. Now, look at the bottom parts here. There is a link. Can you see that? The link was about not going to school with pocket money, and over here talks about what had been happening in school. She was watching the classmates eating while she was hungry because she didn't have the pocket money to buy any meals in school. So this is how our students link up the introduction and the conclusion to give a more complete experience to the reader. Okay, this is also one of the many powerful storytelling skills that we impart to our students. If you feel that our creative writing classes can help your child with his or her compose skills, please click on the link below to find out more and sign up for the creative writing classes. I'll see you around. Okay, this is Mr. Chi signing off. Bye!